Have you ever wondered what separates us from every other animal on this planet? It's not just our ability to walk on two legs or our lack of fur. It's something far more profound. Something that happened deep within the minds of our ancient ancestors. This is the story of the moment human evolution took a giant leap, the birth of consciousness. For millions of years, our hominid ancestors were just another part of the ecosystem. They lived, they ate, they reproduced, and they survived, driven by instinct. Their world was immediate, a series of reactions to hunger, fear, and desire. But then, something started to change. A spark ignited in the evolving brain. Imagine an early human, perhaps a Homo habilis, a handy man living over 2 million years ago. One day, this individual isn't just looking for a sharp rock. They're looking at a rock and asterisk, imagining asterisk what it could be. They see a tool locked inside the stone. With a precise strike against another rock, they chip away a flake, creating a sharp edge. This isn't just instinct, it's foresight, it's planning. This simple act of creating an old Darwin chopper is one of the first tangible signs of abstract thought. Our ancestors were no longer just using what the environment provided. They were shaping the environment to fit their needs. This was the dawn of technology, born from the dawn of a new kind of mind. As we move forward in time to Homo erectus, we see this cognitive leap expanding. These weren't just simple choppers anymore. They were crafting sophisticated bifacial hand axes, symmetrical, beautiful, and far more complex to create than necessary for just cutting meat. Why the extra effort? Archaeologists believe this suggests an emerging sense of aesthetics, of pride in one's work. They were making tools not just to be functional, but to be asterisk. Good asterisk. This is a critical step. It shows a mind that can hold a complex, multi-step plan, a mental template of the finished product, and execute it with skill. This is the mind of a craftsman, an artist in the rough. And with these new tools came new opportunities. Our ancestors could now butcher large animals, accessing calorie-rich meat and marrow. This high-energy diet fueled the most energy-hungry organ in the body, the brain. It was a powerful feedback loop. Smarter brains made better tools provided better food, and better food grew bigger. Smarter brains, the brain of Homo erectus was significantly larger than its predecessors, and with that size came new capacities. But the biggest revolution was yet to come. It wasn't just about tools or food, it was about each other. As our ancestors' brains grew, so did their social worlds. Living in groups isn't unique, but the way humans started to do it was, they weren't just a herd, they were becoming a tribe. Think about the immense cognitive challenge of living in a complex social group. You need to remember who is a friend, who is a rival, who owes you a favor, who shared their food with you last week. This social calculus required a massive upgrade in mental software. Scientists call this the social brain hypothesis. It suggests that our intelligence didn't just evolve to solve environmental problems, but to navigate the complex web of social relationships. You have to understand others' intentions, predict their behavior, and even deceive them if necessary. This requires something called a theory of mind, the understanding that other individuals have minds, beliefs, and desires of their own, separate from yours. When you can put yourself in someone else's shoes, you can cooperate in ways never before seen. You can coordinate a hunt, with one group driving the prey towards another. You can share knowledge, teaching a younger member how to nab flint. You can build trust. This burgeoning social consciousness laid the foundation for culture, and we see the evidence etched in the bones of the past. At sites like the Pit of Bones in Spain, we find the remains of dozens of individuals from around 400,000 years ago, intentionally placed in a deep cave shaft. Many archaeologists interpret this as one of the earliest forms of ritualistic behavior, perhaps a primitive burial. Why go to such trouble? Because these were no longer just dead bodies. They were lost members of the tribe. They were individuals with stories, relationships, and a place in the group's memory. This act suggests an awareness of mortality and the beginning of a shared belief system that was starting to ask the big questions. What happens after we die? This brings us to our own species, Homo sapiens, and our close cousins, the Neanderthals. Here, the evidence for consciousness becomes undeniable. We see the deliberate burial of the dead, often with grave goods, animal bones, or even flowers, as famously suggested at the Shanidar cave in Iraq. Why bury someone with a tool? Perhaps because you believe they will need it in an afterlife. This is pure abstract thought, a belief in a world beyond the one we can see. And then there was art. Around 100,000 years ago in Africa, we find the first personal ornaments, seal beads, deliberately pierced and stained with ochre. This isn't about survival. This is about identity. This is who I am. This is my group. It's symbolic communication. The real explosion happened around 40,000 years ago, with the cave paintings of Europe, in the flickering firelight, deep within the earth. Our ancestors painted breathtaking images of bison, horses, and mammoths. These weren't just doodles. They were powerful, evocative, and often placed in acoustically resonant chambers. Were they hunting magic, shamanistic rituals? Records of great hunts? We may never know for sure, but we know this. The hands that painted these walls belonged to minds that were fully conscious, symbolic, and spiritual. They were telling stories. They were creating meaning. From a simple chipped stone to the majestic galleries of Lascaux, the journey of human consciousness is the story of our species. It was the slow, incremental dawning of self-awareness, of foresight, of social connection, and of symbolism. It's the ability to look at a rock and see a tool, to look at a companion and see a friend, and to look at the stars and wonder what they are. This cognitive leap is what allows us to build cities, write symphonies, and even make videos like this one to ponder our own origins. We are the descendants of those first abstract thinkers, those first artists, those first tribe members. The spark that ignited in their minds millions of years ago now burns within each and every one of us. It is our greatest inheritance. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this fascinating, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the story of us. Let me know in the comments what aspect of early human history you find most incredible. Until next time, stay curious.